Hello and welcome to New Knitting Podcast. I'm trying to record a new knitting podcast every month if there is enough stuff that I can show you. Can you believe it has already been a month since my first ever knitting podcast? So yeah, welcome to part 2. I'm so excited because there has been a lot happening since the last time I recorded a knitting podcast. We finished a lot of projects, we casted on a lot of other projects, and we got some very exciting yarn acquisitions. So let's get right into it. I made myself a tea because it is freezing over here, so I hope you are all cozied up. Maybe you are also drinking tea with me, so cheers. It's still too hot to drink, but let's start with what I'm wearing. And if you have watched my last video that I've uploaded on this channel, then you might know this sweater, because this is my step-by-step sweater, which is a pattern by Florence Miller, and this is one of the first sweaters I've ever made. I think it was my second raglan sweater ever. It is knitted from Drops Merino Extra Fine and Drops Brushed Alpaca Silk, so it is extremely soft and nice and warm, exactly what I need today, and it is green, so that's a plus always. I think in my last knitting podcast I actually started with whips, but I kind of want to change that up and I want to start with finished projects and then whips and then yarn acquisition. So yeah, that's the plan for today. I think I want to start with the most exciting finished objects because I don't know, I think I said it in my last knitting podcast as well. This was a very exciting project. It was still a whip in my last knitting podcast, but I finished it now. Here it is. It's my beautiful typical cross mock neck sweater. I've talked about this one a little bit in my last video as well, where I showed you every single garment that I've ever knitted, and this is just amazing. I was chosen as a test knitter for this one. I was very grateful that I had the chance to test this pattern, as I thought that it was so beautiful, so unique. It is a pattern by Typical Bliss. I saw this sweater when I watched a yarn corner and I immediately fell in love. So I knew that I had to knit this pattern sooner or later, and I was so excited when she announced that she was searching for test knitters, and I was even more excited when I realized that I got chosen to test knit this one. It is a beautiful drop shoulder construction. The sleeves are set in and worked with some short rows. It is a V-neck, but also at the same time a mock neck, just as the name of the pattern says. It is worked in this beautiful 1x1 rib, and then the cuffs at the sleeves and the bottom of the body is worked in 2x2 ribbing. So I think this construction is very unique. I love it. I have never seen anything like this before, and every time I wore it since I finished the sweater, I got asked about this sweater. Yeah, I'm very proud that I finally finished it and I finally can wear it. I knitted this one in one strand Drops Daisy and one strand Drops Kid Silk. So it is extremely warm, perfect sweater for this type of weather. And it is knitted on 5.5mm needles. So it's a very quick knit. I mean, I casted this on about a month ago, so it took me less than a month to finish it. Actually, it went by so quickly, it's insane. And I was not knitting monogamously, so this was not my only whip at the moment. People are itchy with mohair, so I would recommend to knit it without the mohair, or substitute the mohair with a brushed alpaca silk, for example, because this sits very close to your skin. So if you're itchy with mohair, don't knit this with a mohair. I have no problem with that at all. I think mohair is very soft to me, so just keep this in mind, because especially with a neckline, you might be very irritated if you are irritated by mohair. The sleeves are the perfect length for me because I like it when my sleeves are a little bit longer. I can also fold them up, which looks very nice. You can't really see where I sewed in my loose end, so that is nice. I have a jacket where this sweater goes really well together with, where I can just fold the sleeves over the cuffs of the jacket and it looks amazing. So I can really recommend to knit this one. As I said, it's a quick and easy knit. It uses so many beautiful techniques, but they are also very easy to knit as a beginner, or if you never knitted them before. They are very nicely explained in the pattern, so I love it. I love that it's finished and I can finally wear it, and it has gotten a lot of wear so far. Next finished object, something that pairs up with the sweater really nicely, is this little hat that I've knitted out of the leftovers that I had from this sweater. I wanted a matching hat, and I never knit with a pattern with hats. I always think that I'm able to do it without a pattern, and they always turn out okay, but I'm not sure if I'm actually going to leave it like this or if I'm going to unravel this hat. It is nice. I can definitely wear it like that to match the sweater, but one thing that I am not sure about, I mean, you can't really see it, but I decreased very fast on this one. So if I'm holding it like that, it's almost rectangular, you know what I mean? And also on the top, I'm not really happy with how I did the decreases. I'm very happy with these like thick bands, but I didn't have a solution for the decreases on the top at that time. So yeah, I might be unraveling that one. Also, something that I'm not that much happy about, but it's okay, is the border down here. I only knitted this part ribbed and then folded it up like that, and you can kind of see just at the bottom where the stockinette of the hat begins. I think about knitting the ribbing double this length so that when I fold it, you don't have this stockinette edge here. For now, I really like it. I wear it like that. If I have the time and the patience, I will unravel this one and knit it again. But until then, I like it the way it is. Okay, next up, I hope I can show this to you properly because it is actually still on the blocking mats or the blocking mat. Let me see. Oh no, it needs to stay there for a little bit longer. Another hat. What else? I mean, when I knitted up the other hat, I really got like hat knitting fever, and I wanted to get better at drafting my own patterns, especially for hats. I knew that my boyfriend wanted me to knit him a hat for Christmas, or now for the winter time. I think I am gifting this to him before Christmas so that he can wear it during most of December and the rest of winter. And yeah, it is also a self-drafted pattern. As I said, I did a lot of stuff different to the other hat. So first of all, this is a triple or double folded, it depends on how you see it, double folded edge, I guess. I knitted the fold, I knitted in 1x1 ribbing, and then the rest of the hat I knitted in stockinette. And I am so much happier with the decreases I did on this hat. I can't really show you now since it's still on the mat, but if I take it off, I will make sure to take a video or photo and show you, because they are so much cleaner. With this one, I started the decreases way earlier, but only decreased in every second round. With the other one, I decreased every round, I guess. It's kind of giving fisherman, but I really like it. It is also exactly what he wanted. I am very happy. I knitted this one in Drops Lima. Drops Lima is one of my favorite yarns from Drops. I have knitted so many things with Drops Lima, and they had the exact color that he wanted me to knit his hat in, so it was only natural to get it. I am really happy with how this one turned out. I also noted everything that I did while I was knitting this up, so I am thinking about making this one a pattern actually. Let me know in the comments if you would be interested. We will see. If I am writing this up as a pattern, I will probably also put the Ravelry link or something in the description box, so have a look over there. I want to knit 10 more of that. And it also didn't take up that much yarn. I still have a little bit left. I guess this is maybe 25 grams, and I bought 2 of these skeins, so I probably knitted up 75 grams. So it's also something to do with when you have leftovers from another project. Probably I tend to have way too many leftovers or none, so yeah, fisherman's hat or something like that is my third and I think also last finished object. Something that I can show you, which is kind of a finished object but kind of a whip. You will see why. I finally, got yarn all over me. I finally finished the sock. Finally finished sock number 1 from the socks that I was knitting for myself. This is, the pattern is called the Walking on the Moon socks. It's this very simple, very, timeless, classic sock pattern. I have knitted this one in Drops Fable in a very simple color as well. I have been in a sock knitting slump last few weeks, but I finally finished this one, so yeah. And this brings me actually into my next category, which is whips. I casted on the other one. I haven't gotten that far. I'm still on the cuff. That is the whip to the sock. And I hope that I can finish this one soon, since I can't wait to actually wear them. It is cold. My feet are constantly cold, so I am in desperate need of a warm pair of socks. And I mean, who doesn't love hand knitted socks? Let's hope we finish that one soon. I want to continue with a whip that you might have seen before. At least you know the yarn of this whip, because in the last knitting podcast I told you about this whip, and I haven't knitted on this one since the last time. But what I have been doing, I knitted up a different kind of scarf with this type of yarn. I wanted to knit some cables. I think they look really nice, and I also think that the pattern works better with the yarn and the project than this one. I mean, it's not bad, but I didn't like it. It didn't speak to me. And what I wanted to do here is I wanted to knit a little scarf that I can, wrap around at least twice. And then I wanted to add a hood to this scarf. I am not knitting this with a pattern, so this is also self-drafted, and we will see how this turns out. I started with 1 cable, then did some increases, and now I'm working on 3 cables. I thought about adding 2 more, but I rather wanted the scarf to be longer than like thicker, and that I can wrap it around multiple times. So we're going with 3, and right now I'm at a quarter of the length that I want the scarf to be, so we still have to knit. But my needles that I used for this one, because I was knitting this one on 4mm needles, are currently used for another project. Let me just show you the yarn that I'm knitting this one in. As I already said, I'm knitting this in the same yarn as I knitted this one. This is the Lana Grossa Cool Wool Big, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do with this one, but I think this is the right project for that one now. So we are going to finish that one, and then I hope I'm happy with the project. As I said, my needles for this type of project are currently occupied because they're on another project. This is also quite exciting for me. Well, at the moment it's kind of frustrating, but let me tell you about that. So this is my test knit for the December blouse. It's a test knit from Unique Studio. Yeah, I applied more or less thinking that I wouldn't be test knitting this thing because I didn't think they would choose me, but they did, so I was very happy about that. It is a very interesting construction. I have never done something like that before. It is kind of a raglan construction or saddle shoulder, whatever you want to call it. You have these two shoulder stitches and you increase right and left from it every row. So in every knitting row and also in every purling rows. It is a lot of increases. And then these shoulder stitches kind of result in the sleeve stitches, and then you increase around this border. It is hard for me to explain. And you also increase for the neckline all the time. So yeah, as I told you, a lot of increases at the same time, so a lot of room for mistakes. And that's what happened. I discovered that I made a mistake 14 rows ago, 14 rows of knitting back and forth in stockinette, and I already put in my surgery needle, but I haven't frogged it. To be quite honest, I haven't had the patience to frog it. I haven't had the patience to restart knitting on that one, but it is a very nice project. I like the color. I don't think I have anything red in my wardrobe, but I saw the sample and the sample was also knitted in red and I thought it was really beautiful. So, and it is called the December blouse, so come on. Of course I had to knit it in red, and we will see. Maybe, just maybe, I will be done with that one just in time for Christmas. So yeah, it would be very nice to wear that on Christmas Eve. I don't know if I'm able to make it. The yarn that I got for this project is the Cool Wool Zeta by Lana Grossa. This is a very beautiful red yarn. It is, yeah, it's some merino wool mixed up with silk, and it is so soft. I think it is a perfect yarn for that project because that one will be a very fitted kind of blouse. So knitting this in a very soft yarn just felt right. I'm knitting this one strand only in this type of yarn. Okay, I think we're already down to the last whip. This is also something very exciting because it is something that I never did before. I am trying to knit color work and yeah, it's going, I'd say, okay so far. It was also my first time knitting these Latvian braids, and I think those look so nice. I am so in love. They are not originally in the pattern. I have seen these Latvian braids on every mitten lately, and I think that they are so beautiful, so I had to add them to this project. It's my first time knitting color work, and I am not very good at not keeping the floats too tight, but I think I will get better. So far I'm doing okay. It's not too good, but it's not so bad that I would need to frog it. So we will see. You can't really see much right now because I'm just at the beginning of the color work. I think it looks nice. Also, this is my first time using these sock needles to knit mittens, and it's a blast. It's so nice and easy. Get some of those needles. They are such a lifesaver. I can't wait. I actually want to knit on this one right now because I don't know, color work is so much fun when you get into it for the first time, and I can't wait to see how the pattern looks, if I can see a little bit more of what I'm actually knitting. It is exciting and I think we're doing pretty well so far. Yeah, I haven't found my style of color work yet because I started knitting one color continental and one color English style, but with this technique my continental string would end up way too tight and my English knitting was okay. But now I try to do the continental knitting with both colors on one finger, and it has been working pretty well so far. So that's what we're going to do for the rest of the mitten. I actually think that this is my last work in progress. I will keep you updated. if you want to have like more recent updates of my knitting, you can also check out my Instagram page. I post daily, at least stories, and yeah, that I just keep you updated. I think that's it for my whips. So we are going to continue with yarn acquisitions. Okay, so there are not that many yarn acquisitions this month. Yeah, something very exciting happened this month. Actually, it happened on Saturday. It is Monday when I'm filming this. I was at my very first yarn fair. It was the best day of my life, basically. It was so nice. There were so many beautiful yarn stands. Everyone was wearing their hand knitted stuff that was so nice, and of course I had to get some yarn. So I was there with we came by this one shop and they also had cones, and I have never bought a cone of yarn, so I thought that I would have a look. Then we saw the price tag. We were like, wait a minute, that has to be a mistake, that can't be right. So we asked the stand owner, and she told us that the price was actually accurate. Yeah, that she was selling them this cheap because she once got them from another spinnery and she didn't quite remember what the yarn actually contained. She said that she was kind of certain that there was a certain amount of wool in it. There probably is some polyamide in it as well. I had to get it because it was so cheap. Isn't this beautiful? Isn't this exactly my color scheme? I had to get it. It is so nice and soft. I mean, of course, as I said, there are probably some non-natural fibers in there, but I don't mind because it is so thin. I would hold that with another type of yarn anyways, and I thought that if I would be holding this with a nice merino, for example, this would have the same effect as mohair or something, because it's very fluffy. It is a tenth of the price that I would pay for mohair. Right now, in this moment, type your guesses on how much that is and how much it costs in the comments. You can see it's almost as big as my head, and as I said, it's exactly my color scheme. I mean, if you only have a look at the things that I have laying in front of me, this would look pretty nice. This would go so well together. As I said, I have a little rest left, and I think I need to try these two together because I think they would look perfect. So yes, this is my pride and joy, my very first cone that I own. I don't even have proper place for that one to store it in. Another yarn that I got on the little market is this one. I thought this was so pretty. Oh, it actually smells so good. I love it when the yarn that I buy still smells like sheep a little bit. I mean, we had sheep next to us when I was little. I kind of grew up on the countryside, and we would sometimes care for the sheep, so I'm very used to the smell and I really like it. Yes, this is also some regional yarn that I wanted to get. I saw them on another yarn market that I went, but back then I already went over my budget and I didn't want to buy anything. So yeah, I really had to get something from them this time. So I bought this beautiful two-colored yarn. It is 100% sheep's wool and it's undyed. These 100 grams will give me 400 meters, so it's quite a lot. And I also thought that it might work, but anyways, for now I can only buy yarn that goes well with this one, but it was really beautiful. I had to take it with me and I'm happy that I did. So I also got some stitch markers from the yarn fair that I went. Those are also very pretty, very cute. I'm so happy that I got them. I love stitch markers. I won't show every single one, so I will just show them to you somewhere over here. They are so cute. I love that I got them. Last but not least, last yarn acquisition, this one. Can you guess what that is? Of course, it's drop sleever. I wanted to make myself a turtleneck sweater really bad, so I wanted to knit myself a nice turtleneck, and I wanted to knit myself the turtleneck in black because I feel like I would wear this one a lot. So yeah, I got some black drop sleema because I love drop sleema, and I think this will be pretty nice. I actually don't have anything more to say about that one. I just love drop sleema. Please sponsor me. I'm kidding. I will probably not be casting this one on until after Christmas because I have too many other projects at the moment. But yes, I think that was actually it for today's knitting podcast. Thank you for watching. Let me know what is on your needles at the moment. Yeah, let me know if you're gift knitting anything this year. I will probably make a whole video about my gift knits after Christmas because I don't want to spoil anyone at the moment, but I have so many plans. I mean, I've showed you this one, I've showed you the hat, but as I said, you will get this from me before Christmas, so that is fine. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I am always happy about every single comment, every single like that I get. And also, if you want to see more videos like this, if you want to see more knitting related videos, then make sure to subscribe to this channel. I hope we see each other again in the next video. If you want to see more recent updates from me, make sure to follow me on Instagram. Until then, happy knitting and goodbye.